Hello, 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 ladies, gents. Welcome along to Monday night live stream where we have round 2 of the Multiclass Masters online championship here in Le Mans Ultimate. We are weirdly in split 2, which is a bit of a surprise. Me, I wasn't expecting that, but obviously my driver rating has dropped enough that and there's been enough sign-ups in LMP3 that I've dropped down from the usual split 1 in LMP3. So, yeah, the usual guys who I race against, the likes of David Gibbons, Leon, and a number of others, aren't here in this lobby tonight, which is really strange. So, yeah, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens with this one. It shall be interesting. Hopefully, it means that we can get ourselves a good result, considering we're usually fighting on the podium. But yeah, let's get on with this. We've got an hour. Just over a minute until we get underway with the qualifying session. The race will be an hour and 40 minutes in length. We're racing at Monza in the LMP3. We're racing the Ginetta. Round 1 was last week, but yeah, I was too hungover to do it, and there was also some work stuff that I needed to do. So I kind of took the evening to do work instead of gaming and racing. But we are back. We are back. There's a drop round anyway in the championship, so last week will be our drop round. Right, just make sure we've got everything loaded and set ready. Just make sure we do have all of that set. I think off the top of my head as to how much fuel we're actually going to need. Probably about that. That'll do, I reckon. Okay, that was one thing I was going to do as well. In terms of the car setup, just to make sure it's all set, good to go. Indeed we are. Let's go ahead and bring that on. That up. Let's get driving. Head out onto track, shall we? Right. So let's get things warmed up. It's not going to take too long for the tyres to come in. There are only 7 LMP3 cars here in this lobby, so just need to keep it clean and stay on track. Hopefully we'll qualify well, and we shall go from there. So I don't want to get complacent and underestimate my opponents here, because there's only 7 LMP3s per split. It means that a couple of people here probably would usually be split 1 sort of pace, including myself, obviously. So there may be some competition here. But it's good to see a few of you popping up here in chat. Hello, Jensen. Hope you're going all good, mate. Bet to win all. Just finished testing LMU FFB. Seems to have legs. Yeah, I've seen a few people running it, and I watched the Sim Racing Arnout video on it yesterday, but I haven't actually given it a go myself. I'm kind of reasonably happy with the FFB that I have at the moment anyway, so there's not too much of an incentive for me to go venturing and testing other things. Hello, Mr. Big Bling Clean. What was it you were saying about Ultimate Setup Hubs? Sim Hub overlay, is that what you're using during the race? No. So I don't use Sim Hub. However, I do have, well, I do my strategy calculations before the race, and then I'll leave it up on third screen that is up above the main monitor there, so I can look back at it, reference it throughout the race, just to make sure that we are all good in terms of fuel and the strategy that I'm doing is being followed. So here we go. First flying lap. Going to be a bit of a banker lap here. But yeah, I am aware of the SimHub functionality that it has. I'm not giving it a go personally, as I don't use SimHub. So whoever's tires and everything is still coming up to temperature at the moment. Not quite there yet, even though there's a good reasonable amount of grip here. I'm not quite pushing 100%. Should hopefully be down low 44s, maybe into the high 43s. If we manage to actually book up a lap all the way around. At the moment, we're not setting the fastest of lap times. That's fine. Usually does take me a couple of laps to build, and qualifying isn't my strongest suit, so 1:45.0 is what is the fastest so far. Hey Chris, thank you very much for the well wishes. Hope you're doing all good. Appreciate you and the rest of the pit crew continuing to be channel members here on the channel. So I know that Boyle is a name that I recognise and is usually quite quick, so I need to keep an eye out for them here in this race. Ooh, temperature's getting hot. I did push the radiator a little bit here in the setup for this. Qualifying session, that is. Alright, there we go. We're up nicely on our Delta. And lap time at the moment in the top right, and the scurry could have been a lot better than it was as well. Oh, and it could still be neater and tidier than that too. Even though this will be a nice improvement. A little bit safe there, getting on the throttle. Car will continue to get quicker, despite the smoke billowing out the back. That, however, is not a good chicane. So we will bail on this lap here and just try and bring the engine temperatures back down again. Can't see the rearview mirror. Strange. Should be able to see it. Hey Johnny, cheers buddy. Hope you're all recovered. There we go, Boyle's gone into the pits now, so this gives us an opportunity to go quicker with 2 more laps here, providing the engine holds out. A little safe there for the chicane. There we go, much better for Ascari, much neater and tidier. Ooh, there's some improvements. But we will go quickest. Now we've got one more shot. Good drive off the exit there. First chicane. Would usually call it quits there, but considering how close me and Labos is, we want to try and improve a little bit more. Or not a good second chicane, no. Down at the moment. There might be a little bit of time to be found. It's all got to be on the entry here to the final corner. Nope. Oh, and he's just put us in the final hour. So a quick test of the pit entry there. Damn, never mind. Still very, very close. Exciting to see. I'll tell you what, I will just drop that down to 25%. I think 50% should be fine, but I'm just going to do 25 anyway, just to be sure. I'll tell you what, let's just load the race setup because that felt good. Make that change. Yeah, hopefully the race will go well. Appreciate the well wishes, Jensen. Just bear with me a second. I'll open up the window just to get cooler air in here.
Teams and drivers go to the grid for a race start.
There we go. Locking ourselves in. Get the strategy back up. Tires. That all looks good. Right. Going to need 70 litres of fuel. That's what the strategy calculator is saying. 24, 25 laps. Hopefully, we can stay out of trouble and have ourselves a nice clean race here. Good result is there, ready for the taking, so we just need to make sure that we stay mistake-free and we convert. That is going to be the main thing. Kind of in the hands of the LMP2s in front and them having a good clean start. And then the rest of the LMP3s also behaving themselves. As well, because everyone knows what turn 1 at Monza's like. So hopefully we can avoid any chaos and carnage. Good luck, Charles. Watching this back on the VOD. Hoping you're having a good race. I hope you do have a good race, rather. We are alongside. Turn the music off. Because there is that green light. Oh, there's one or two LMP2s that are a little slow. Alright, let's see what happens. Really not the start that I wanted. Swamp by LMP3s here as well. Right, let's settle in. Forget about that first corner mistake, as we almost ourselves caused the chaos. Got a little bit of front end damage, but it's very, very light, as we see. Thought it'd be best to take avoiding action rather than just ploughing into the back of the LMP2 field in front. A number of whom are playing it fairly safe, as we saw. Should have read the situation better myself, to be fair. It's very interesting that the boost took a lot of curb there on the exit of Ascari. A lot of curb. Wonder if that is their usual line. Anyway, we'll try and close in on the back of these guys in front. Get that slipstream. Two battling side by side is helping us out here quite nicely. Yellow flag up in front. Hopefully there's no city rejoins, which there isn't. It's good. Now with this obviously being the Multiclass Master Series, it is a multi-class race. As you know, LMP2s, LMP3s, the other things that you haven't seen are the GT3s. This is a interesting circuit for the LMP3 versus GT3 in terms of pace. We are quicker through the corners, however on the straights, straight line speed is pretty similar, so actually overtaking GT3s is going to be quite a tricky task. We have to be very clever as to when we pick our moments to pass them. So that speed difference on the straights isn't all that big. Yeah, we carry a little bit more speed and momentum off of corners. Otherwise, things are a little bit more tricky. It's a good slipstream here on the car in front. Go around the outside of you. Nose to head for a moment. Coming back at us here. And he's got the inside line coming through. Curve grande. Oh, we've got the inside line for the second chicane. And we'll take that place. Now we need to get off after Boyle in front. Can't let him have an easy time and run away with things. That was a good move. Clean, clinical, nice racing, side by side, respectful, giving each other room. That's a lot of gravel kicked up in the rearview mirror. I just saw that. It looks like that at least one of the LMP3s was involved in that. It looks like we've built enough of a gap to the car behind as well to get out of their slipstream. So we're not going to be under threat here coming into the first chicane. However, we do have an LMP2 coming up behind us. Oh, went straight on a chicane. That's the buzz. But at the moment, it looks like it's shaping up to be a race between myself and Boyle. Get a bit of slipstream here down the straight, which isn't ideal for us, but maybe he'll be a little bit more conservative into Ascari. I'll take that fast as that, thank you. Much better exit there this time. Although not a good exit for the second chicane. Watch out for those curbs in the sky. First one, that first left-hander is fine to take. However, second and third are a little bit more treacherous. There's quite a big nasty bump on the inside of the second one, which I do try to avoid if I can, which is probably why you see me taking a slightly wider approach into it, and then yeah, try and avoid that final curve completely, because it's quite easy to bounce and unsettle the car and pitch it into a spin. Especially if the car's loaded up with downforce there, and bouncing the car over the curb will unsettle it. Just taking my time here with Boyle. Trying to keep a moderate amount of pressure on. Whilst also trying to be approached, or measured in my own approach, shall I say. Here comes Charles coming out of the pit lane. Passed him quite nicely without too much interference. We're closed in on the race leader as well. Oh, that's a bit too much track limits. Wow, a whole point. That there. I did see it go from yellow to orange midway through the chicane. We'll have to be careful of that if we take quite a lot of curb on the entry. That was a messy first chicane there. the entry, the first part was alright, but the second caught the curb on the inside, was up on that, which meant that I had to hesitate getting on the throttle. Again, catching the curb on the inside as well. See just how much that upsets the flow and rhythm with these cars. They are not happy taking curbs that big. It's 2/10 that he's lost. Taking a lot of that exit curb there. Yeah, tyre wear's really, really low in this race. It's probably 0.5%. If even that. So I don't think we'll be changing tyres in the pit stop. Literally just fuel. Now that we're here, this is where we can start fuel saving in their slipstream. Won't do much lifting and coasting, but I'll do a little. Probably up to the point that we get to the back of the main GT3 field, and then once we get close enough to them, I'll go for the move so I'm in front, because I prefer to be dictating flow through the traffic. Because that might help me break away rather than being stuck behind and getting caught up behind the GT3 and oil pulling away and getting a bit of a gap. Ooh, a little lock up there from him. And again on that inside curb, not good. Now that gap's opening up. Thanks everyone for coming in and tuning in on the live stream. Do say hi, leave a like, let us know how your weekend was. Support's always very much appreciated. We'll do our best to keep this race interesting. Always read out above damage icons. Is it is our a brake angle or something. Yep, exactly that, J Barker. So it's showing the ride heights on all four corners of the car, and then there's the rake value above that. So you can see them fluctuating and moving up and down there. The car kind of tends to bottom out in and around 25 millimeters. So you see them drop down into the mid-20s, and it's kind of in and around there that the car starts visibly sparking. So obviously I want to try and get the car as low as I possibly can with the car setup, whilst also trying to prevent too much bottoming out on the straights to try and keep the high speed up. Or the top end speed up, shall I say. So if you're bottoming out too hard and scraping the floor on the ground, you will lose out on top end speed. Obviously in some areas it can't be helped, but generally I'm trying to get the car as low as I possibly can. For better cornering and better top end speed. And again, that was another one whole point on the track limits. So we're going to have to be really careful on the entry to Ascari. So that is the main problematic area. No, you don't. Yeah, J Barker. So it's done through Tiny Pedal. It's the app that I'm using to see that, as well as a couple of other bits. I've done a fairly recent video covering various different tools and software that I use while sim racing to help provide extra detail and information and both race better and set better lap times. Please do. Hopefully it'll be useful for you. We are pulling away from the cars behind quite nicely. We do have LMP2s coming up behind us though. That's the only issue. And that is something that could potentially interfere with our race here. So I want to do our best to not lose time with them trying to work their way through the field. I think we're pretty good with the leaders. GT will get us on the exit this corner here before the second chicane. Indeed, here they come. Oh, P1's had a bad run there through that second chicane. P3 and LMP2 is on its way. Hopefully they are patient with us here. They'll get us on the straight between this second Lesmo and the Ascari chicane. Which indeed they are going to do. There is that bump on that right-hander that I previously mentioned. As I say, I try and avoid it where possible because it does unsettle the rear of the car if we've got a little bit too much steering lock on. just tugs you offline. Oh dear. Big mistake there from P1, just locking up the rears. Right, that's gifted me in a position. Now we gotta try and run away here. Obviously we're immediately out of slipstream range, so that's ideal. Just need to try and extend the gap out. No doubt they're going to be pushing to try and close back in on us again. Right, let's try and stick in these mid to high 45s. Especially as we've got GT3s coming up now. This is the first, and there's a bit of a gap to the rest of them, but these next bunch of laps are going to be pretty critical. Oh my god. Big wiggle there. There was that gap that we had, now gone. Pretty crucial. That's built us a bit of a buffer. Again, the Scari was scruffy, but getting past that GT3 helped build or regain a bit of a buffer again. So we want to be careful with traffic, but at the same time there is some advantage in taking a little bit of risk. As long as it's calculated. And a P2 going down the inside of the guy behind as well. They're into that first chicane, that's helped us out nicely. Hopefully they clear us, and they do quite nicely before the second chicane. And hopefully the rest of these guys are quite smart and don't do any silly sends. These guys at least being patient here into the first Lesmo. And the second, thank you. That's helped us out very nicely, that has. Please don't send it into a Scari. You're sending it into a Scari. just going to lift and let you go. I'm not going to fight that in any way, shape or form to try and minimise any sort of time loss. Let one past that guy there because we can. And as mentioned, corners is where we're going to lose the most time behind GT3s. Right. Here we go. These next laps are going to be working our way through the GT3 field now. So this is where things are going to get tense. The ebbs and flows of multi-class racing really will kick in. We've got to make sure that we're timing things right. Passing them in the right places at the right times. Hopefully we can get this Porsche on the exit of the chicane, which we can't because we've got a poor run off, so we are going to be stuck behind coming through the first of the two Lesmos, but get the run. It's the second. Still not ideal. I didn't time that quite right. Should get this McLaren before the Ascara chicane though. Yeah, they lifted. Let us go. Thank you. Now we've got two Porsches here, pretty close together, battling. It's going to get tricky. Let me go tight and underneath, please. Not where I want to be. Well, this has not worked out for us. P2 is closed right in now. Please, can we clear these two before the second chicane? Indeed we do. Run away. We've not had much luck with the GT3 so far. Still 4 more to go. Still out of slipstream range. Good. Yeah, I worried it was going to be second Lesmo that we were going to catch this guy. Actually, alright though. Gained a bit of ground on the car behind as well. Didn't want to go back across the nose of the GT3 there, because the GT3s do brake later than us. Only marginally so, into that braking zone. But the last thing I wanted to be doing is taking away its clean air, and therefore its braking power, and it basically running deep in the braking zone and into the back of me. So just giving it a car width to the edge of the track, just to give the GT3 that breathing room. Give myself that little bit of extra protection. Self-preservation is always number one. Oh dear, that's a little deep. There's that bump. There was that 10.5 up that I was having in hand, now gone. lose a little bit of time there, but fine. Rello Porsche. LMP2 diving down the inside of second position, helping us out nicely there. What are they doing? Oh, something's happened with Boyle. That's very strange. He's lost a huge amount of time. Lap 23, please remember that, chat. I mean, we had the interesting incident there with the LMP2 anyway. No idea what was going on with them. Right, fuel calculator saying 23 laps. The original strategy calculator was saying 24, however that was calculating with faster lap times than what we are setting here in this race. And I did check. So I've been using the calculator at 1 minute 44.5 lap times. And it's saying that we'll do 58 laps. However, I did check with 1 minute 45.5 lap times and it did say 57. Not just a little bit off there. Oh, we're still really good look. Only 9% on the front left. 25 laps. So it's not a track that really goes through tyres, so... It's quite nice that we don't have to worry about them here in this race. Quite a big stark contrast in comparison to our last live stream last Thursday at Kota. And the hypercars on the new hypercar tyre. I know I did have a couple of spins in that race which did add a little bit more tyre wear than running a completely clean race, but it was almost borderline on whether it was going to be a single tyre run or whether you stop and change tyres. The majority of the field did stop and change tyres. There were a handful of people, mainly the leaders, the top three, and a couple of other drivers who opted to not change tyres in the pit stop, and that turned out to be the quicker strategy of the two. Hopefully more around here on coming out the pit lane isn't on cold brand new tyres. Either way, he's pulling away nicely from us, so it's not going to interfere with our race. Well, the Buzz had certainly some really good pace in qualifying, but it's dropped off here in the race. 17 seconds back. He did get a little bit swamped at the start. Maybe he picked up some damage going into turn one because, well, there was a few of us LMP3s who broke a little bit late into turn one on lap one, and I had to take pretty significant avoiding action to make sure that I didn't plough into the back of the LMP2s in front of us. So I don't know what the other guys did, whether there was contact between some of them or whether they were able to avoid the LMP2 field. Something we'll have to check back in the replay. Half a point for that? Really? I have to be careful with track limits for the remainder of the race now. GT3 pitters. Thankfully, that one didn't interfere with us there. Trying to keep a nice consistent pace here. Try and keep that gap to ball about 7.5, 8 seconds. For the leader in GT3 going a little deep there in that second chicane. Lost a little bit of time there, but it's fine. That's why I want to keep that gap to P2 kind of around that 7.5, 8 seconds sort of distance. Let's give us a bit of a buffer. As I saw a car got a little leery there off the exit of Scurry. Taking that exit curb. flag up in front. Looks like it's cleared. Cool. Starting to get a little nervous. Not be sending it here. I think he was too far back, but I did see him flash the lights, so I was a little apprehensive there. Always left and coast and fuel save a little bit if I need to. So 1 litre isn't really going to hurt. Make sure that everything else on it is all good. Don't repair, no tyre change. Not going to do anything else on the car, so we don't need to be losing any further additional time. And that boil's just gone purple and set the fastest lap behind us. That's fine, still 6.5 seconds back. Please be rejoining safely. Or just stay over there, that's fine. Ooh, the buzz is that I had a spin. Right, 2 more laps, and then we're hitting. Ah, still picked up. Quarter of a point. Right, one more lap. Right. Box this time, Michelle. So we won't take any risks. Not needed. Nicely on the markers. Oh, boil's going round again. Oh dear. I'm gonna have to get rotated here. Thankfully we do come out far enough in advance of the generator that was put in there. That indeed was the buzz. So we might have lost a little bit of time in there in the pit lane with all of that, but still nice and steady. No, legacy. What are you doing, Charles? Changes to server before the race and became undrivable. Man, that's why you don't fiddle around with the setup too much. Yeah, we're doing pretty good. I mean, we should be in split 1. But it seems like there's quite a high number of LMP3 sign-ups and my driver ratings dropped off. Only a little bit. Right, Arneson behind's got to pit. Boyle is now into the pits. More than enough fuel to get to the end. Well, this might actually be pretty close. Exit. There he is. He's definitely gained some time. 3 and a bit seconds. But that's fine. We were pretty steady into the pit lane. Alright, 2 seconds to the gap now. Careful the track limits, Yorkie. Right, it's 20 more laps. 32 more minutes. Car behind got held up a little bit there in the second chicane, but we had a messy second chicane ourselves. Under Racer, did anyone know what they overlaid? Track map, yep, it's Race Labs. Compare it to the in-game one. Shows a little bit more detailed information with corner numbers and see things a little bit clearer. So I can see race positions and all that sort of stuff. Obviously, I'm the orange dot that's going around. The goldy yellow dots are the LMP2s Us LMP3s are blue, and then the pinky purple are the GT3s. That was a very bad Ascari. Just as we were starting to build a bit of a gap on P2 there as well. Oh, he's had a really bad exit. Something's happened to him there on that first chicane. It's lap 23, lap 41. 2 laps that we need to check. Yeah. 2.2 seconds lost. They might have outbraked themselves and gone across the chicane. And then had to slow massively to avoid picking up track limits points. That's all I can really think of there. Don't send it. Thank you. So you can do it on the exit here. Nice and easy. Only track limits. Plenty of outliers there in the sky. Oh, Boyle's lost some time in either that first or second chicane. I didn't see which of the two. Gap's back up to just under 3 seconds. Gap's nearly 3.5 seconds. I think as he was trying to get past the GT3 and LMP2 also got involved. Me. Alright, 13 more laps. Tyres are in a good spot. Want this GT3 before the second chicane. There we go. Traffic doing a bit of wonders for us. We're good. Pretty unnecessary from that LMP2 to go for that move. A long way behind anyone else. Oh, hop there under braking. Almost locked up. Yeah, P7's going through the first chicane and then MP2. He's well off. "16 more minutes. Pardon me. Someone distracted in the middle of the braking zone there? No yawning. 30 minutes left. Got this. Thank you very much. I know. Trying to keep the focus going. Oh yeah, feels like there's another yawn coming in a bit. There we go. At least it was on the straight. Someone's taken out the brake marker boards. Make things interesting there. Who gets that right? Who gets it wrong? Don't want any twitch list there, thank you. We're all good. Slight little lock-up. I managed to keep it within track limits. Yeah, we lost a little bit of time, but not much. Nice livery there on that LMP2. Do quite like it with the kind of fluorescent highlighter green, I should call it. It's not quite day glow yellow. Looks like we'll be catching these GT3s in a pretty good spot. Or at least a spot that's going to work out for us. think is going to be the exit of the first chicane. I'm surprised if I get him beforehand. I'll be pretty annoyed if I get him beforehand. Obviously we're going to close in all the way down this straight, but as you can see, speed difference is enough to close that gap. Yeah, doing it here is exactly where I want it, because I should be able to clear both of them before the second chicane. He hopes. Indeed we will. Now he's got both of them to pass here in these two Lesmos, so we should build this gap back up again. Although he's done quite well, to be fair. He's only lost a tenth or two. It's a net gain for them. Five and a half minutes. 5.5 minutes. Go wide. Here. Look out the window and watch the Grand Union Canal covering the pavement. What's going on? Oil's getting closer. In 2 seconds. Fallen into the presently not flooding. Oh. You're not flooding in your area, are you, Jensen? I'm trying on. Trying. Say we're not quite there yet. Still got a few more laps. Anything can happen between now and then. 2 more laps to go. That was scruffy. Please be smart, home around. Thank you. Right, one more. That could have been a little bit neater and tighter. One more corner. Open up the steering just a little bit too much there. There we go. Woo! B1. Good race. Good race. Lap 23. Cheers for the heads up, Jensen. Appreciate the reminder. Oh. Very nice. Happy with that. Oh, thank you very much, guys. Yeah, very, very happy with that. Nice clean race in the end. There was 1 or 2 mistakes lap 1, and then we had a slight little wiggle moment. Yeah, that was a really strange moment. So that's what happened on lap 23, I think it was. So Joe was saying that he had some glitch with the LMP2, saying he cut the track when he couldn't, then he wouldn't pass me again. We lost 8 seconds. Yeah. Nice little chat there with Joe. You won your bet. What do you win? A little round of applause. There you go, Jason. I don't I don't know what else I could give you. A free pass for a beer? Okay. Yeah. Still, that was a good race. Enjoyed that. A little bit curious as to what happened to Labuse as well. Because his pace was really good in qualifying, and then it just dropped off in the race. Anyway, up one. Both myself and Boyle. Back into Silver 3. Cool. Scored a good number of points there as well in that race. 323. Nice. So yeah, very good haul. Obviously, very, very strong fields. It's a lot of, as you can see, all S2s, S3s and all that sort of thing. So that's a nice, lovely game there. Yeah, then the championship standings are going to be all over the place. So 52. Huh, I don't see Gibbo anywhere at the moment, but it looks like Rado won in split 1. It's Rado Jaeger. Nope, sorry. Rado Bayer. Jaeger. Not Boyle, because he was the same race as us. But someone else who's a little bit off the board, and I think Leon kind of probably P4, P5. So let's go ahead and take a look at the actual race replay, because there's a little bit to digest off the back of that one. Oh, me. Let's see how badly we actually stuffed up turn 1 there on lap 1. Because obviously we went off off onto the grass and down the escape road to avoid ploughing into the back of the LMP2s, but I want to see how much of that is us braking too late. Alright, here we go. So, reaction to the lights was fairly good. Nothing to shout home about there. Oil trying to pick up our slipstream. I don't know, I kind of gave up on trying to get through the boards, although I was worried about this board here and kind of wanted to shake that one free and loose, which we managed to do. And with that, we did drop back down into P3 again, so there wasn't really anything to be gained from that. We did pick up some very light damage. Alright, you want to see how many cars hit the bollard? So obviously us. The boost hit it. And then it bounced out of the way. So, see what happened to the boost in turn 1. Was there actually any contact with any LMP2s? Oh, he braked way late. And yes, indeed, he did. So he probably got a fair bit of damage from that. Oh my god, even the GT3's behind as well. Hit the bollard and that ended his race. So where did he get on the brakes? So he's kind of lightly on the brakes there, but still full throttle. Yeah, I was kind of gauging slightly off the leader as well. I mean, I did ultimately get on the brakes earlier, but with this guy being really slow here, and there's not going to be much room to go down the inside there, I obviously made the decision to go to the grass. But yeah, the P2s were massively slow. Fairly safe, as you would be. We misjudged it. Oh, that's a sizable hit there. Was there any more? Oh my god. Oh boy, may have got a slight hit there, but my god, these GT3s. Us LMP3s were obviously a little slow. There's not a massive speed difference between us LMP3s and the GT3s here. Oh. Oh, Charles, that was you! Oh dear, oh dear. Well, at least I cleared a nice path for you coming out through the bollards. But yeah, obviously everything checking up in turn 1. Is there any more chaos further back in the GT3 field? This guy didn't have a happy time. Is that? Yeah, P1 start. So the Lexus is lifted off at 180, 175 meters. It's coasting quite a bit and then brakes. Oh, they got really unlucky. The fact that they took to the grass and then got hit by the BMW, which is what caused them to spin. But to go from the lead to last place. Where was it you braked? So yeah, at this point here, the Lexus, or the leaders were off throttle. Yeah, you've braked a bit too late there. You probably braked at your usual braking point when you don't have anyone in front of you. So you've gone past the 150 meter ball before you got on the brakes. Ah, strange. So yeah, I ended up dropping back. Oil managed to get the lead. With a nice clean move there. And then we had the slipstream. Side by side. So there's a better angle of that, surely. I don't remember us touching. I don't remember feeling a touch, but that was so close. Nice fight there. And he got slightly better acceleration coming off the corner as well. Yeah, very true, Charles. Thankfully, this isn't iRacing netcode. Yeah, he had the inside light. We had the inside here for the chicane, so that was that move nicely done. 8 dot. We won. Split 2 though. He's still there. Is this where he made a mistake? He had a slight lock up there, but that wasn't the mistake. So there you go, lap 13. Very well held. Yeah, he was lifting and coasting. Yeah, way too much brake. At this point here, you want to be about 65-70%. So I got way too hard on the brake, which locked everything up. Indeed, a win is a win. So yeah, very happy. And was it here on this lap that I had the slight little... No. It was a different lap. Either way, let's skip on ahead to lap 23. No, it wasn't lap 23. Ah, it's because we're not watching lap 23. Of course. So, Wheel got held up by the LMP2 a little bit here on the entry. It's this LMP2 that we want to watch. So they sent us really late there. I went off track there, that's why. So he's stuck in first gear and can't upshift for whatever reason. Oh my god, that came close. So yeah, Oil got really unfortunate with this situation. For whatever reason, he wouldn't upshift out of second. Up into second, sorry. And And then in passing him here, he runs wide off track, which that then counted it as an illegal pass. To which he then obviously has to slow down and let the LMP2 back past again. And then the Lexus comes steaming up behind. Alright, so that was that's pit stop. And it was lap 41. If I remember correct. Yes, it was. Thought he might have gone a little bit deep there and over the chicane. That's why I was slow off the exit. So that was indeed the reason. Pardon me. Well, there we go. There we have it. So with all that chaos and calamity that happened in that relatively calm race, to be fair, yeah, managed to get a nice lovely win. So very, very happy with that. I'm going to very quickly take a look at the overall championship standings, just because the one on the results page there always comes up a little bit bugged and weird. So we are in P22 overall. Obviously we've only done one race, we missed round 1. So that should put us in a good position. No, sorry, scratch that. We're in P25 75 overall. Really? 75? Yes. Yeah, there's a couple of people who got who also missed the first round and are slightly ahead of me. So I'll bring the screen back up again. Here. No, wrong button. There we go. Right. So yeah, we're in 75th position overall, and then we've got Adam Gosling and Carl de Hines is there slightly ahead of us. So they got 323 and 324 points in their races. Obviously, they were in split 1 here this evening. Hence why they've got more points than I have. Ooh, excuse me. But yeah, we've got some catching up to do. D21 overall. And then we're going to be well down on the manufacturer. Yeah, P54. Cool. So yeah, that's where we are. Yeah. Not really much else to say. Other than thank you very much, everyone, for tuning in. Give the live stream a like if you enjoyed it, and consider subscribing if you're new here. It'd be very much appreciated. I appreciate your support on the channel. There won't be a video this week as it's my sister-in-law's birthday tomorrow, so we're out for that. And then Wednesday night we'll be practicing for Thursday evening, where we'll have the 3rd round of the WEC Experience race back in the hypercars again. Don't know where we're going to be racing. And then Friday we'll probably be practicing for the Le Mans 24 Hours, which is in just under 2 weeks' time. Not this weekend, but the following weekend. We'll be live streaming that. There'll be a bunch of us racing in there, and hopefully we shall do well and have fun doing another 24-hour race. But yeah, we shall see. Either way, thanks very much for tuning in. Look forward to seeing you again on Thursday. Until then, though, have fun, stay safe, take care.